All right, so let's get this party started. Welcome, everyone. We are kicking off our Access Hollywood Instagram Live to celebrate Nikki Bella saying I do. We've got Artem, we've got your lovely sister Bree, and the show premieres tonight at 9 o'clock on E! So everyone tune in, and I'm going to be asking some of your questions at the end of this live. So if you guys have questions for Nikki, for Bree, for Artem, feel free to throw them in the comments, and then we'll get to those towards the end of the interview. But to kick things off, it's a new year, you've got a new show, so I'm curious to know, before we get into what to expect with that, what are you hoping to expect this year? Do we have any new mantras, any goals just personally for 2023?
I know my goal for this year is I'm going to be 40 at the end of the year, and I just want to be the fittest, healthiest I've ever been. Like, go into my 40s just feeling so good and so fit, so... That's kind of like my turn 40 at the end of the year. So
at the end of the year. Okay, got it. Now what I am so curious about is I hear Bree saying, oh, I want to be fit and fabulous. And I'm like, wait, what? Because literally every day of every year that you've ever been alive, and I've witnessed it publicly, girl, like, does it get more fit? Like, what are you aiming for? What does that look like? Is it like in the gym more, eating healthier?
Yeah, I think eating healthier, and even though I do work out and I eat healthy, but it's taking it to the next level, and there's so many amazing health things out there just to help you live a longer life, and from cold plunging, I feel like, to, I don't know, chiro facials, all those things.
Okay.
From head to toe, I just want to feel good. Cold lasers, whatever all the new techie things are.
All right, I feel you. I love it. Nikki, what about you? Are you getting in the cold tub with Bree?
So I am. I'm plunging too, and mine, for me, I have two. One, it's similar to Bree's, but it's mind, body, and soul. So like, I just want to go into my 40s just fully inside and out, being the best I can. And then also to really get Bonita worldwide. It's like such a goal of mine as an entrepreneur and an owner, is to finally be able to give our fans the most perfect taste for their palates.
I love that. How are we ringing in 2023?
Cool. Oh, for me, you know what? I think I just want to say, just be a better dad and spend more time with Mateo, and just be present more in his life.
Oh, I love that.
I think that's going to be mine. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Incredible. Well, we all know Nikki Bella Says I Do premieres tonight on E! At 9 o'clock, y'all. So let's just kick things off with what fans can expect. Obviously, you're no strangers to our TVs. We love you. What's going to be a little bit different this time around, besides the obvious? Nikki's getting married right now.
I think, you know, it's 4 very powerful, fun episodes. We literally planned our wedding in 4 weeks, which I thought was the greatest idea ever, and I definitely don't suggest it to anyone. But it was also a very spontaneous, magical journey, and I think you'll see that. And Artem and I get very real and are very genuine as a couple of, like, the real feelings you do get when you go to the altar. Sometimes people act like it's this perfect journey, and it really isn't. I think the closer you get to the altar, the more, not that you question your relationship, but what do I really want out of life? And it's beautiful when you could come together and have those discussions. So you just see all of that, and it's really fun to see all the surprises that happen in Paris, all the natural drama. I thought by having a smaller wedding, it wouldn't be as dramatic, but it is really weird how weddings just bring drama. Things never happen right. Artem was a little bit of a Bridezilla.
Not true. That is not true. There's been a couple moments.
Like, who was the Bridezilla? So was it you, sir?
That's so funny now that I'm thinking. I
Nikki's like,
Yeah.
I had a moment at the wedding which was kind of crazy, and I'm not going to reveal exactly what happened because you're gonna have to tune in and watch. But yeah, those moments where I was like, wow, looks crazy. So when I saw a little bit of the footage, yeah, I don't think anybody else actually was. I think it's just I took that spot. I took for the team. You know, I took for the team.
What was maybe the most special part about, one, having her here for this incredible journey? You two have been through all of your incredible journeys together, but how special was it to have her here for this one? And yeah, what was that experience like, the two of you doing this together?
Yeah, it was, you know, so amazing. Like Brina, we do these sister Sundays and Sunday every day wedding planning. And we had a lot of fun. And especially when we got to Paris and literally we're like booking things as we went, because I also didn't realize that everyone in August takes
for like a
time
month,
off in
for
Paris.
like an
Like
entire
no one
month.
works. A month. When we got there, like, oh my gosh, how did I not know this? But it was neat because Brie and I kind of felt like the real life Emily in Paris type of girls. And we were just having these spontaneous adventures around the city.
A
Trying to
venue.
find flowers and cake and, you know, a venue. And it was such amazing moments. And we took a lot of champagne breaks. That's the good part about Paris. So it was magic. Like my literal theme for this whole experience was magical, because everything that was happening just felt magic. And I think Paris truly is magical, especially when it comes to
Beautifully
love.
said. We've got a few more minutes on our live, and so I just want you guys to start throwing in your questions. I see a few already, but I'm going to ask a few more questions, and then we'll go to the viewer questions. So throw them out there, guys. Nikki, I want to kick this one off with you. Post-wedding, you're a newlywed now. What has been the biggest change, if there's even been one, or do you just feel like it's done and everything is kind of the same, maybe less stressful than during the planning?
Yeah. You know, well, one, it's changing my name. I think like now being a Chigvincev officially.
This is the thing.
Wait,
I always feel so bad because my name is so hard to pronounce. It's not like the easiest name in the world.
Still trying to pronounce.
No. And she pronounced pretty well, but I mean, it's like you have to be true to like you have to really like be Russian not to pronounce perfectly and correctly, you know? So whenever anyone says it, we have so much troubles all the time. Even like on the TV shows we went the other day in New York and did a couple things, it's like I feel the struggle. I mean, that name is not easy to pronounce, and I want to say to Nicole, wow, you stuck with it, unfortunately, and I feel bad for you, but
she'll get better at it.
Yeah.
I'll get better. See, I say it with like a Latin accent. I like try to like make it more Spanish.
But I always feel like there's like a little hesitance before. It's like, okay, here it comes, you know?
Yeah,
totally.
So, yeah.
Well, the good news is you have forever, the rest of your life to practice.
To learn it and practice it, exactly.
There we go.
That is
Artem, I'm curious, that first moment that you saw Nikki in her wedding gown, it's happening, the moment is here. What was the first thing that went through your head? What were you feeling?
You know what? You get this feeling because obviously it's such a big day in my life personally, because just everything, you know, like you make this lifelong decision and you're so nervous. Like the vows part of it stressed me out so much because I want to learn every single word I want to say. I did not want to read off the paper. I want to like look into Nicole's eyes and say all of these things. So seeing Nicole walking in dress, and you don't know what happened prior to that. So it's just seeing the silhouette walking in this dress and seeing Nicole just felt so right and felt so like calm and happy, and it just gives you the feeling like this is what I need. This is what meant to be like this. I was meant to stand here, you know, and that's the feeling it was. So
wow.
That's
okay,
really
but stunning. I mean, besides that, stunning, and you know, all of the things about. But I feel like personally, like and emotionally, from my point of view, like it felt amazing. So
wow.
It felt.
Okay, so I hope all the men on the live are taking notes. If you don't answer like that when someone asks how you felt, we don't want it. Okay, that's the energy. So sweet. Now, Nikki, you recently revealed sort of the origin story of the dress, right? Of the gown. So I'm curious to know, like, was that a conversation between the two of you, or was this?
But I did definitely have a conversation with Artem. I just respect him, of course, so much in that moment. And if he was to say, no, I don't want you to wear that, it wouldn't have worked. But he was just so amazing about it. And you know, at the end of the day, for majority of us, we get that for ourselves. And that was my dream dress, something I bought and something I wanted. So it just felt not right to me of like, oh, I can't wear this because of something, you know, because other people feel that way. And so I had to really think of, what do I want? I feel like so much of the time as brides and even as grooms, we tend to start to plan our weddings or make decisions based on our guests. And that's not what it's about. It's about the bride and groom's love and what they want and how they want their ceremony and to be wed. And I think maybe getting married a little older and being a mom, I was just more of like, I'm going to do what I want to do and what Artem and I want to do. And I don't care what anyone says. So that's why we're like, we're going to go to Paris. And who makes it, makes it.
Well, and if I wore a wedding dress for
so.
Brian, it would have been burlap and leaves. So instead I picked one for myself.
You got to do what feels right for you. I love that.
Exactly.
I'm sure you would have looked stunning in burlap and leaves, Brie, but things worked out as they were supposed
exactly.
to. Nikki, you mentioned the fact you're a mom. Obviously, you're both mothers now. So when it comes to the kids, the play dates, what's the word I'm looking for? What sort of phase are they in right now? Like, what do they love to do together?
Our boys are wild.
I was going to say,
in
Brie
a
just
good way.
rolls her eyes like she is exhausted.
Like, I mean, mine goes all day long. It's crazy. He has so much energy. But what's really cute about Buddy and Mateo is give them dirt, rocks, a great playground. I mean, they are your typical boys. They love being outside. They play so hard. They're really cute because when you see them together, they act like brothers. Like they have such a special bond. So it's really special. But yeah, they are wildlings right now, but it's so cute.
But they're so cute.
Yeah,
and they're so as art. They're such mama boys. But I love them wild. They keep Brie and I on our toes, but such full of adventure. And I love this age because they still will give the baby feels to you, but they're talking, they're communicating, they're showing personality. And if I could bring this age, I would.
It's good to hear that you feel that way. I asked for questions, and the overwhelming question right now, Nikki, would you want more? Like, how are we feeling, Nikki and Artem? Is it time to give Mateo a little brother, sister? Are we just taking some time for ourselves?
Oh, am I gonna answer that? Okay. Well, first of all, I'm not carrying it for 9 months, so it's not technically up to me. If you know what I mean. If I would be caring for now, I'm like, yeah, let's 100%. Let's have another one. I grew up with with my brothers, so I definitely think it would be great for Mateo to have a maybe little brother or little sister. I'm hoping for sister, but knowing my life and from family that I come from. My brother have 2 boys. My mom had me and my brother, so probably going to be another boy. But hey, I'm just going to leave it up to Nicole. Like, so are we going for number 2 or what?
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nicole.
Well, I mean, I'm a one and done girl. I'm really happy with one. So I guess we'll just see. It's harder for the woman, especially when we have careers and especially when they're full time. But we want to be hands-on moms and. Mateo and I have such a perfect flow for me to be with him all the time and for me to get to do what I do in my career. We have it down packed. When I look at Bree's life with 2, I'm like, whoa, that changes a lot. So I'm right now happy and content with how we have life, but never say never. I haven't done anything that can't prevent me from having another one. So
Do it. You enjoy where you are.
Just kidding.
You do want to do, girl. Okay, so we've got some more questions. Quite a few people are wanting to know, how is Mama? How is she doing? They just want to check in. How's Mama?
She's doing, Mama Belle is doing so great. She's so strong. She's healing day by day. Her face gets better. But you'll get to see her on the series, which we always love when she pops in. And she always has words of wisdom for Nicole and I and tames us because we get pretty wild. But she's doing good. She loves to how much the Bella Army asks about her. It really makes her day.
Okay, good. Well, we're glad to hear that she's doing well. And we're excited to see her on the show. Obviously, y'all, that's what we're all here for. Friendly reminder for anyone who's just now tuning in. Nikki Bella says, I do. Tonight's the night. It's premiering on E, so make sure you guys tune in. Really quickly, before we let you go, last thing. We want to play most likely to wedding edition, okay? So just chime in here. Nikki, Bree, Artem, whoever you think it is, it's a free-for-all. This is probably going to get chaotic, but c'est la vie, as they say in Okay, first of all, most likely to be late for their own wedding.
That'd be Nicole.
You agree?
Right, Arda?
Well, I would usually say yes, so you see the season finale and we realize it's our
shocking twist.
Okay.
But
you know what? That's why you guys say all those
look,
sweet things earlier,
it's
because you're making up for the fact that you showed up late to your wedding.
I know. It's easy to blame this guy right now, but you have to tune in to see what actually happened. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Okay. Fair. Most likely to memorize their vows, like not taking any chances. I want to get this right.
Artem.
yeah,
Artem was like,
Yes. Yeah, I mean, hands down.
You guys both nailed it. Like,
Oh, no, the vows were stunning. And to be honest, like,
no, but him to
I think
memorize.
the vows were like the best part. And things like in my culture, like in Russian culture, we don't exchange the vows. We just exchange the rings and we just repeat what, like the pastor would say to you. So it was definitely new for me, and it took like, okay, I got to do it. I got to get this right, so there you go. But yeah, so I was stressed. Trust me, I was stressed, but yeah, I did memorize it. Yes.
I love that. That is so sweet. Most likely to blow up the wedding planner 24/7.
Oh.
Bree.
Yeah.
Bree?
I mean, I
Did
was
you do
your
it?
wedding planner, I feel like, and you blew me up a bunch. But yeah, I probably would be like that to make sure everything was like set in stone, right?
Yeah.
But for the record, I was
Totally.
your wedding planner, and you made me do a lot.
Thanks for
That's
that. Bree.
sisterly love. Most likely to be the first one
Right.
to cry.
Yeah.
Oh my God, really?
Artem.
Wow.
I think,
The
Artem, I
blame
think you're
going
the
on
first
over
one
here.
to cry. You and Brian are criers.
Totally Artem.
That's not true. That
In
is
a
not
good way.
true. I'm just going to say why it happened. It happened because of the vows. Again,
Right.
those
Brian
vows, just
cried
like,
really hard at our wedding
it's
too.
it came from a heart, so that's why.
It was really sweet.
Fine, I'll take this one again.
Yeah.
Fine.
Nicole
fine.
and I are criers. It's weird.
Yeah.
You really guys pay me out, right? Groomzilla with a crying situation. Wow, I don't look really that great.
You're
I'm
right.
not gonna lie.
He's going from
You know?
Groomzilla to Cry Baby, just ups and downs.
That was an emotional roller coaster, honestly. Wow. Okay.
Right. Okay, lastly, who was most likely to party the hardest? Like, who are you dragging off of the wedding reception floor at the end of the night?
I feel like me. I had such a bad hangover.
Primo, yeah.
Primo.
Yeah, definitely.
Usually Bree or me, but for sure when I come
I know
to the wedding,
I'd have a good
Primo.
time.
Hey, there it is. Well, we know you guys are going to be having an incredible time when we are watching the series premiere of Nikki Bella Says I Do tonight, 9 o'clock on E!